Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another exciting Vobie One-Eyed Kenobi Showbie with me, Richard Vobes. How the devil are you? It's a Monday, the start of another exciting week, the 15th of February 2021, and a little bit warmer. Have you noticed? Well, certainly here down in jolly old Worthing, warm and damp. Yes, I'm afraid the dampness has come. It's all going to be a bit drippy, and tomorrow too, which is a shame because what will I do? Where will I go? How can I get out of the rain to make a nice video for you? No idea. I guess I'll just have to put on my comedy hat and my raincoat and my sort of pull on my wet trousers and all of that. But I will. And on the show tonight, we have the lovely Julia, though she is just putting on the makeup. So when she comes, please give her a big round of applause. It'll be lovely to see her there. I hope you're all well. So out there in the Vobosphere, I imagine that we've got a ton of people. Let me say a few hellos to everybody and we'll see how we do. So hello to Kathy Bray, to Clive Waterfall, to Colonel Craig Ratty, to Conehead, to Connor's Dark Corner, to Dave Eved, to Ed Loud, to G Ramps, to Ian McCracken, to Kay Evans, to Michael Thornley, to Mother Nature, to Nootka Seaglass, to Raspin of Arlington, to Rick M., to Ron Langley, to Rosalind Golden, to Sean Ford, Station Master's Choice, Steve, not Teve, I don't think there's anybody called Teve, Steve Baker, Eastbourne Couple, and Tracy Murphy, and anybody else who happens to have snuck in whilst I was reading all of that. It's lovely to see you, and thank you so much for coming. In fact, I've just had to turn the fire off in here. It was a bit chilly earlier, but seems to have warmed up now, which is grand. So I hope you're all doing well. And starting another way, I noticed that Boris Johnson was out there on the thing. I don't know about you, but I've just been not looking at the news. In fact, I hadn't looked at the news for probably about 3 weeks now, pretty much since the beginning of January. I've just not been interested. I've just thought, well, it's the same old story. I'm not interested. I don't want any more of that negativity. But I was intrigued to see Boris because I thought maybe there's a glimmer of hope. What have I missed? Has he been announcing that schools are back? Are we all going to be easing up now that all the over 70s have been inoculated, or at least most of the vulnerable people? And I was thrilled to know that it's more of the same. It's more doom, and we won't be opening up until any time before Christmas. Because when he said Christmas last year... I made the mistake. Oh, silly me. I thought he meant last year's Christmas. That's what I thought. When he said it will be all done by Christmas, I didn't realise that he meant this Christmas. This Christmas, we might be lucky to be out of our lockdown. We might just make it. So, God, I don't know why people were moaning. I don't know why they were moaning, because obviously it wasn't this Christmas. It was, well, I think it's last Christmas. I think it's this Christmas, or is it Christmas 2022? Are we all going to be, I mean, there won't be many of us left. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people are getting out the razor blades or the big bottles of... goodness knows what to have a good old swallow up. It does seem a bit barking, but there we are. I had a very interesting, what can I call it, debate with my son and girlfriend earlier this evening. They work at the NHS, so they've been well and truly indoctrinated with the you-know-what. So we had a very interesting debate. Both sides were being aired and no one was any the wiser. So, but it was good that we can agree to disagree, which is perfect situation. So out there we have a lot of smiling faces and a lot of laughing faces, which is what we like. On tonight's show we have a bunch of videos, of course, and we have some art. So let me tell you, we have some videos from the following people in no particular order, but as they come in, or as I download them and write them down on this tiny bit of paper here. We've got one from Nikki, who is making a cake. Richard McGowan is having a walk in winter in the fells. Wilf is on a marsh, which is great. Sean Ford is a quick trip to the beach. Phil Carter is a whole load of magnificent photos in Rudgwick. Pete Telling, otherwise known as Colonel Craig Ratty, is looking at his Morris 8. And Connor's Dark Corner is out on a walk looking at birds. Yeah, no, not that kind of birds, thank you. In the art department, Robert Croser has given us some more of his fanciful creatures. Bernie has some interesting photos. And Lance has figurines. So there's a whole host of bits and pieces. And, of course, we have your company. And you never know, we might even get the phone on. God, do you remember that? Remember when we used to have people ringing in? We might even do that. Now, in a studio in Lancing, who has just come from the beauty therapy shop in the makeup department, we have the lovely Julia standing by. Let's go. Hang on, I have to put my headphones on, otherwise I can't hear her. And she has to unmute herself, otherwise we can't hear her. That's a little cue to her. And we will nip over and see that she's there. Hello, lovely Julia.
Hello, lovely Richard and lovely viewers. I'm just going to switch you up a bit.
There we go. Yeah. Thanks very much. Nice to see you. How are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. I'm one tired mum. But hey, beauty therapy places, they're not going to be open until like 2023, are they?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Everyone's got to be ugly from now on, unless you can do it yourself or you've watched all the YouTube videos that show you how to do it.
Well, there are plenty of those, actually.
And I dare say there are plenty of those. I'm thinking of doing one myself, actually. I'm setting up a beauty, how to make yourself more, first, number one, poke your eye out. That would be the first thing. Second, shave your hair off. And you're well on your way to the beauty of the Vobes vision. So that's all good. So how was your weekend, lovely Julia, down there in Lancing?
The same as weekdays, really.
Oh, same as the weekend before and the weekend before that. Did you not, on Valentine's Day, be whisked over to Paris, or did you go to, places, go out for a nice restaurant meal like the rest of the... Wait a minute. Nobody went out. Nobody went to a restaurant. Nobody chartered a flight to Paris and had a nice hotel away. Nobody did anything, did they, on those... And on any special day? What are people going to do on Easter? What are they going to do other than just sit and eat more confectionery?
More confectionery. Apparently my voice is echoey today.
Oh, yeah, that's... sorry about that. That's my error there. I always forget that. In order to play the comedy music at the beginning, the long, prolonged nonsense music, before the standy-by bit... I have to turn something up, but that then feeds you twice into the show. It's just a technical thing, of which I always forget to turn it off. So apologies for that, lovely Julia. Now, I've said hello to everybody on your behalf, but I know you're scouring already the comments. Is there any interesting things? Drum roll, says Station Master Choice.
Echo, 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 says Eastbourne couple.
Yep, saw that. Sorry about that. It's gone now. It's gone now. Don't panic. It's gone.
Nootka Seaglass says, lay an egg at Easter.
Lay an egg. Lay a little egg for me. Mm-hmm. Lay a little egg and lay a little egg and lay a little egg for me. Mm-hmm.
Michael Thornley
says,
lay
a little egg for me. Lay a little egg for me.
Lay, 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 lay.
Lay a little egg for me.
You look like you're sitting in egg yolk with your jumper on like that.
Yes, that's true. I have been laid in the egg and I all over myself.
Michael Thornley says, how are the plans for the Vobes One-Eyed Kenobi tea room going?
Oh, the tea room. Well, I can tell you what, it's getting closer to the time that my son is evicted. Leaves.
Moves into his own first home.
Yes, it's very exciting. Home. They're very excited, actually. And they're not the only ones. I managed to get rid of my daughter. I managed to get rid of my eldest son. And they hang on, don't they? I'm afraid, Julia, you will be hanging on to your children for a long time.
Yes.
But, that's life.
It feels 10 times longer when they don't have school to go to.
Oh, God, yes. I can't...
I love them much. But...
I don't know how people do it. Did Eric get a Valentines card, says Benita. Well, if he did, he didn't tell me. None that I saw arrive, but then neither did I. So there we are. We don't have to worry too much about that.
Sir?
Oh, yes?
Sir, I got your card, sir.
You got me a card?
Yes, sir. It's a bit of a naughty card, sir.
Is it? Why is it naughty?
It's for me, really, sir.
Get out of it. Yes. No, Eric didn't get me a card. I didn't get him a card, or he didn't get a card. I would have thought he would have got. I would have thought he would have had fans. I would have thought people would have sent them in their droves, or even in envelopes. Would have been probably more appropriate.
Maybe. Bonnie Holland says it's a mustard jumper night. Is anyone else keeping a jumper spreadsheet? Just me then.
Oh, yes. It would soon be. I will have to pack these away for next winter. for the spring collection will be coming out soon. Mary Hammond is busily crashing her knitting needles together in a fury to bring the spring collection. At the moment, I've just ordered one. Obviously, I am not too flush with the old cash, and I have organised a tank top. I thought a tank top would. Do anyone remember tank tops?
One?
Just at the moment, I don't know whether it's blue or no, whether it's burgundy or yellow. I have not. I said they were my preference colours, burgundy or yellow, whichever way. In a thinner wool. So we will see. Because I want to be able to wear it underneath my blue Harris tweed jacket, the blue one that I've got. I've got two. One's blue, and the other one isn't.
Yeah, what colour would you call the other one?
Well, it's country colours.
Light brown?
Yes, it's a sort of tweed colour.
The Eastbourne couple says, we got a naughty card from Eric and a naughty phone message. Couldn't believe it.
Really?
Apparently so.
Wow. He better not be using the studio phone. He'll have to put his own data on there because there's no I can't dial out from the studio. But maybe he's got his own communication system.
Maybe. Ed Loud says, the truth, Eric had several offers for Valentine's Day, but he upset them all when he said, I'll have a bit of everything, please.
Yes,
Nice
that's
one.
a bit of a cheeky man he is. I used to love tank tops, says Nootka. The vintage 30s Fair Isle ones. I don't remember those. I've had a few ones that I got from charity shops. I tend to buy most of my stuff from charity shops, unless I'm commissioning Lovely Mary, of course. Mostly, and I did have a couple from charity shops, and one was a lovely V-neck. Well, I've asked for V-necks again, with this very much like a 1940s sort of look. You imagine, the young father standing in front of the fireplace with his pipe, his straight pipe, puff, puff, puff. Oh, I'd love to get the old pipes out, but
What, the bagpipes?
yeah, Frank Spencer. Oh yes, he wore tank tops. Nice. That's true. So there we go. Kerry says, Ron, I think you're right. He does get me flowers, though. He gets me flowers.
Yeah, apparently Bonnie's husband or partner gave her an anniversary card by mistake.
Oh, well, it depends. They may have got married or engaged or, saw each other on Halloween. Not Halloween. What's it called? Valentine's Day. And I always get that. I always make the mistake of calling it Halloween.
Don't know how you get that mistake.
Well, I was married, you see. Not anymore. I'm joking. Should Dawn be watching? I'm joking. Happiest days of my life. Happiest days of my life. But I'm not there now. I can see you sporting a... sorry, I was just reading Jen's... I can see you sporting a bow tie. But you were going to say...
I was going to say, Rasputin of Artington says, it's my birthday tomorrow, 58 years young. Happy birthday for tomorrow.
Oh, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, dear. Who did you say it was?
Bonnie. What? No. Rasputin of Artington.
Rasputin of Artington. Happy birthday to you. Sorry about the delay in the middle of that happy birthday. It was almost not spontaneous enough, was it? Having to ask halfway through. Oh, is it? Whose birthday is it? 58.
And then me getting it wrong as well.
Yeah.
Bonnie, no, wait, no.
He crossed out anniversary and wrote Valentine in biro. Well, it's easily done. You go there at the last minute just before the morning of, or even, in fact, on the morning of, they've sold out. So you go, well, what's the next best thing? A grandmother card? No. Let's have a look. Oh, Valentines. Yeah, that's no good. Anniversary. There we are. Better than a Christmas card, I suppose.
Better than a kick in the teeth.
Yeah, better than a kick in the teeth. And who wants one of those?
I don't know. I think I find one at this point. Oh, that's a different day.
Yeah, it's a different day. It woke me up. I'm sure I was 58 once, says Station Master's Choice. I'm sure you were. So it's nearly time to go and have a look at a video. Should we go and have a look at a video?
It is.
We got a nice selection of videos in today, so we will pass into the video department. an ear by the skin of our skinny tin teeth. The skinny tin teeth. Here we are. This is the Fells. You ever been to the Fells, Julia?
No, I don't think I have actually.
No. Well, it's next to the jumps. And also the tumbles. The tumbles are over there. You've got the Fells and the collapses. They're not so good. And this is in winter. Richard McGowan. Pardon?
And the trip overs?
Oh, the trip overs, yes. Trip overs is good because you can always send a postcard en route, can't you? Richard McGowan has been wandering around the Fells. Let's have a look and see what he made of it. And there we are, the Fell. Doesn't that look gorgeous? Oh, my giddy aunt. I would like to go there. Got to get up to that neck of the woods. It just looks so, what's the word? Empty of people. Although I dare say there are lots of people venturing up there during this period of, you know what. What did you think, Julia?
Yeah, that was nice. A nice piece. A peaceful break, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Not having to actually walk it.
You wouldn't want to walk it?
No, I would want to walk it.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said no. Yeah, I wouldn't want to walk it. Oh, right. Yeah, no.
It was a nice vicarious piece whilst we didn't have to walk it.
Yes, that's true. Absolutely. Oh, beautiful. And as Colonel Cragratty said, I happen to just be, peering at the comments as well, that no snow, not very much snow. So pretty much gone from up north. So that's pretty amazing. Fantastic. Richard, thank you so much for sending that in. It's so lovely. It's but the thing is, when I see those sort of things, I just think to myself, oh, why can't they lift these sodding restrictions? Because I want to get in my van, and I want to go, and I want to bring the, I'm a bit narked. That's a good word.
Your wings unclipped, don't you?
Yes. I've got to fly and make these videos and in different places other than just all round here. It's just driving me mad. I mean, I've got to, I just keep thinking I have to get on my bicycle, cycle up to 10 Downing Street and bang on that door.
Boris, now listen to me. You've got to let me go round the country and make these videos. People need it.
But unfortunately, I don't think I'll be able to get in and... I know he's an avid fan. He's probably sitting out there watching and he's going, Buff, I've got to watch the Vobes show, before I make the next thing. So Boris, please, let the Vobie out. His cage is like, need to be untethered, like so many other people. There
need to come out from the inn now.
Yes, exactly. There we all go. Any interesting comments in the Vobosphere, lovely Julia?
Yes, it's also Kerry Baldwin's birthday on Wednesday.
Goodness gracious. Well, Kerry Baldwin, happy birthday to you for Wednesday. Wait a minute, we're doing a show on Wednesday.
Well, you are.
Yeah, that's true. I have to write that down. Because she may be going out for a lovely meal or a trip to the theatre or going to the cinema. Oh, no, she'll be watching the Vogue show because there ain't nothing. There ain't nothing to do. Kerry Baldwin, did you say?
Yes.
Kerry's birthday Wednesday. I bet you I forget. I bet you I forget now.
Michael White says I could have let you into Downing Street when I worked there. When was that?
There we are. Look, Kerry Baldwin's birthday. I should put it here. Wednesday. Yeah, when did you work? That's fascinating. When did you, and what did you do? What did you do? Are you allowed to talk about it? Is it a trade secret? Can we?
Then he'd have to kill us all.
Yeah, but that's okay because you can tell us. Nobody watches this. I mean, how many people have we got watching at this very moment in time? Half a dozen. 95.
Maybe we had 140 5 minutes ago.
Oh, 132 actually. It's just gone down. 131. According to the official figures. The stats are in, even though Boris is not watching them. Washing them? You can imagine him sitting there with one of those big round tubs, those old wash tubs from the old days. Yes, got some more stats. Got to wash them clean. I'm sure they're not right. They are right, less deaths, less people in hospital, less everything. Let us out! Oh, sorry. Moment of madness.
He worked there in 2007.
Oh, who was in 2007? Was it the other lot? Were they still in 2007? Or was that? Yeah, it must have been the old lot because we didn't have the shared. Remember when we had that shared lot where the Nick from Facebook now. Nick, what was his name? From Sheffield Nick. Can't even remember his name. He was that memorable. Nick, no, I keep wanting to say Nick Griffin, but I don't mean Nick Griffin and Cameron. Nick Cleggy boy. Yeah, that's it. Now it works at Facebook, sort of vetting everything and making sure that we're all very
banning people from using the name Devil's Dyke or
yeah, exactly,
Wallops Hoe and things like that.
Absolutely, wokeism. That's why I'm fiddling with a pen. I'm all exactly. Julia, when are you going to make another video? Says Stephen Field. That is a good question. We want a nice sunny day, don't we?
Yeah. On a day that you and I can convene safely.
Yeah, well, we can convene safely. There's, people are allowed to meet up outside.
Yeah, but it's arranging that with a good weather day and a day when
husband is at home to take after the kids. Take after them? What? Cause a mess and chaos? No, I mean look after the kids. Yeah, it's not easy being a housewife. It's not just about wearing a pinny, is it? No. Although I've got a pinny, but I haven't got all the other.
A rolling pin?
Yeah, actually somewhere I do have a rolling pin, and I do go out.
Actually? Yeah, wooden one.
It is a wooden one. Wouldn't you know it? It's a lovely wooden one. Wouldn't be anything else. Certainly wouldn't. Right. Shall we have a look at some art?
Yes.
Good. Idea. Let's go into the art gallery. We do this by sing along if you know the words. Do-de-do-de-do. Bomb. Lovely bit of filmmaking that is from Andrew Norris there. So we're in the art gallery, ladies and gentlemen, and in today's art gallery, I have actually closed my email account down. So I'm just going to go back and talk to Julia for a second. Actually, Julia's going to tell us some interesting comments whilst I find the art gallery. Because whilst the music was playing, that was my job, is to prep so it goes seamlessly into it. Nobody told me. If they did, I forgot. Julia, anything interesting? You might need to unmute yourself. That would be another useful thing.
Yes. John B says, bring back the penny, I say.
Bring back the penny. Bring back the penny farthing. Yeah. That wasn't a thing, by the way.
And Rasputin of Artington says, someone should keep track of all the birthdays for Richard.
Yeah, that's it. Funnily enough, actually, here's quite interesting. Somebody came forth, and I can't say obviously who it is, but for the Bald Explorer, somebody's birthday is coming up, and they said, do you do birthday call-outs and things? And I said, well, like in the Vobes show, we would, if it just comes up in a chat, but nothing spectacular. And they said, oh, I said we did a walk once. Do you remember I did a walk with a very nice chap whose name now escapes me? And we went up to Firle on a birthday through the Firle village and up to Firle Beacon. And then he lit the fire. Do you remember that? He lit the fire and he got this great big cauldron of water and put me in it and boiled me alive. Actually, it wasn't such a good walk after all. In fact, I remember.
Well, that defrosted you, didn't it?
Yeah. I gave him a good scolding afterwards, I can tell you. Anyway, we have some art. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Now, this is from Robert Croser, the first bench. The first bench is from Robbie Boy up north in Cumberland, or Cumbria. And he says in his email here, more from the house of Croser, a few inks of my daughter, and a few sketched from my imagination. Very much influenced by Brian Froud, or Froud, is it? Froud and Alan Lee. If you don't know who they are, ask TLJ. Who is Alan Froud? Brian Froud.
Brian Froud is a he's an artist that tends to draw fairies and elves and things like that.
Ah.
Fascinating.
Oh, okay. So, well, let's go and have a gander at some of them. So, some of them of his daughter. The first one we're going to see is of his daughter. Here she is in ink. Very nice. And again, what I admire is you think you know somebody and you think, Robert Croser, what can he do? And then he surprises you with these amazing drawings with all the proportions and everything spot on. So I have a lot of admiration for people
Almost looks like Tinkerbell in that one. The face is very Tinkerbell.
Oh, yeah, Tinkerbell.
Lovely.
This doesn't look like Tinkerbell.
No, it doesn't look like his daughter either.
No, I wasn't going to say that. Thank you. That's very lovely. But look at the energy in there as well. That's something that I was struggling to get energy when I was doing, not only could I not get the proportions correct or the shading, I was struggling to get any sort of life into it. But that one, really jumps almost literally out at you, which is splendid.
Yep.
So
you can see your whole life that person's led, haven't you?
Yeah,
on the face.
Absolutely, brilliant, it's great stuff. I mean, I always think, what do people who can do this do with them? Because you think that's a comic book, or what do you call it, a graphic novel?
Well, Brian Froud and Alan Lee are illustrators and things that have worked on things like Lord of the Rings and Labyrinth.
Right. Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm just.
That's where you can go with it.
Yeah, well, there you go. You see, instead of counting other
Love
people's
that
money, Robert, you should be doing some more with your talents. But of course, art never pays. That's the trouble, unless you're incredibly lucky.
Yep.
Here's another one. Oh, there's bare breasts there, I think. Bare breasts.
There's also a set of wings as well, if you look carefully.
I'm looking very carefully, but not at the wings. Stop it.
Yeah, we know.
There we go. Look, it's my mum. Hello, mum. God, blimey. Fancy having that. No, you shouldn't speak ill of the dead.
Very birthing creature, isn't it?
Yeah, those fingers are very knobbly and gnarled. And such a wide nose.
So much
And
detail.
definitely needs to go and visit the dentist, that one, because I don't think those teeth should be on the outside of your top lip, coming from the bottom jaw. So, yeah, John Clark, no money in art and music, quite right. Oh, whatever happened to those days when there was, or was there ever? That'd be interesting to know. Anyway, there we go. Sing along if you know the words. Do-de-do-de-do. Boom. That's our first visit to the art gallery this evening, but we do have more, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, Patrick Moore and Roger Moore, both people who are no longer with us. So actually, we have less. Where's the lovely Julia gone? There she is. Look, we can. What are we doing on the time? It's we probably could switch the phone on, couldn't we? And see if anybody wants to give us a tinkle. We haven't done that. Let me just see if I can work out how to switch the phone on. There is technical ways of doing it.
We've not done that.
Yeah, I know. We will be doing our Be a Guest on the show. We will be doing this rather interesting
Yes,
feature.
we are a guest. Put our service to the test.
There we are. Julia has composed a special song just for it. Be our guest.
I wish I'd composed that song.
And 07934746790, you can be a guest. We're not going to do it today because we have rather a lot of videos. We're only going to do the Be a Guest when we're absolutely desperate and we've got nothing. No, I don't mean it. But when we can give the guest more time to join us for an hour or so on the show, which is great. Now, don't feel it you have to ring because we do have more videos to show. But yes, Audrey Forbes out there, very talented. Robert and Andrew Norris. He says, in the past, the church was a great patron for artists and composers. That's true, actually. Not suggesting that it wouldn't have been true from Andrew, but yes, that's the whole notion of having a patron back then. You'd have these quite noble patrons, and you were doing something noble. Think of Michelangelo and the dude who painted on the top of the Sistine Chapel. Who was the dude who did that? Who painted? He also did. I think he did Mary Smog's front living room as well, and it did, nice bit of emulsion. And then that other famous artist came and actually did all those twiddles and stuff that you can see in the Sistine Chapel, wherever it is. There's a copy of it in Worthing. In
Michelangelo.
Yeah, Michelangelo. Didn't I say Michelangelo at the beginning? Isn't he the one that did David? He chiselled him. He did David, didn't he? The statue, David, and accidentally chopped his willy off. Or is it his arm? Or no, he was trying to do Nelson. Here we go. We have a phone call coming in. Let's find out what wonderful person has called in. Hello. Welcome to the Vobe Show.
Hello, Richard.
Hello. Who's that?
It's Steve Baker.
Hello, Steve Baker. Nice to hear from you.
How you doing?
Yeah, good, thank you. Where are you?
Felpham. Or if you live in the village, it's called Felpham.
Oh, Felpham. Yeah, sorry about that. I probably made a boo-boo when I made a video about it.
It's only the locals that get hung up about it.
Yeah, that's the same with those that live in Leominster and blooming Shrewsbury or Shrewsbury, depending on... Yes, whatever you want to call it. How are you in Felpham? What's it been like? What have you been up to?
Furloughed in lockdown.
Oh, tell me about it. I never heard of that. Is that a new... It sounds like an album. Furlough in lockdown. Boo-doo, boo-doo.
Well, it's kind of like that, except I'm not making the music because I'm not musically talented.
No, you'll join the club. I'm not musically talented either. Julia is, though, aren't you, Julia?
Oh.
She can play the ukulele.
Yeah, I can strum a few chords on it, yeah.
She's great when she's out there in the morning trying to get the windows clean. You should see her. When I'm cleaning windows. Has to be.
I do need to go and learn that one, but I can barely get my tongue around all the lyrics.
You have to be able to say, turns out nice again, ain't it? At the end. What sort of music do you like there in Felpham? Steve?
Well,
did you say Steve?
Like anything, really.
Yeah.
We did a bit of reminiscing over like 90s and 80s stuff the other day on the iPads. I'm not sure the neighbours enjoyed it, but we did.
So you whacked it up really loud?
Yes. Through the stereo.
Excellent. Do you remember how old... Did you say it was Steve? I can't remember what you said now.
It is. Yeah, Steve.
Steve, do you remember... I don't know how old you are, but you sound sort of in the days when you used to have those stack systems. You know,
yes,
the old
I had one of those.
Hi-Fis and big woofers and tweeters, and I never really knew what the woofers and tweeters were. I thought they were a band for a long time.
I thought that as well. To be fair,
it's the woofers and tweeters. They get everywhere, don't they? But then who was it? Somebody brought out. Was it Amstrad who brought out the stack system that was a fake stack system? So it looked like you'd bought all the individual units for your hi-fi, but it was all just one plastic thing, which basically was just a few transistors and an amplifier or something in it.
Yeah, and if you opened it up, there was nothing inside it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they were so light that you wondered, you spend that money and then you think, actually, when you got it out the box and all the polystyrene and everything, you go, is that it? Is that it?
That was it, yeah.
Yeah.
There was nothing in there.
No.
But they charged you a fortune for it.
Yeah, and of course the idea, what they were trying to sort of say that you don't have to have a stack system, you don't have to have all these individual units, you can just buy one. But the whole point of the individual units is that each one had its special purpose.
And we lined Alan Sugar's pocket doing that.
Yeah, we did. And look at him. Is it he that? Who was the one? Was it Sugar that came out with the Sinclair C5, the little car?
No, that was Clive Sinclair.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, of course it was.
He had the ZX Spectrum, if you remember.
Yeah, well, that was the popular thing, wasn't it? That was that's the one with the rubber keys, if I remember rightly.
It was groundbreaking.
The little black thing that. Do you remember that, Julia? She's into computer games and things. It was like the first real portable thing that was popular on the computer. I didn't have one, but I knew people who did.
What, Game
One
Boy?
one game used to take 20 minutes to load, didn't it?
Yeah, that's right. And was it with tapes?
That was a Commodore 64.
Oh yeah, the
Not
Commodore.
that I'm an expert, by the
No.
way.
Don't want to
Geek.
sound like a computer geek. No, absolutely. But they were the days when you used to have cassette tapes. I mean, my goodness. It is hilarious now when we think back. But of course, it was so innovative at the time that it just thought, wow.
Amazing.
And then you'd get through a level, and then the next bit, you'd be there, you'd all psyched up, the adrenaline is flowing, and then there's this sort of 2-minute pause whilst the next part is being loaded into the 1 meg of RAM.
Yeah.
If you were lucky.
With the Spectrum, if the memory thing wasn't in properly at the back, you had to hold it in place for it to load up.
Gosh, yeah, I never had that. I had an Atari.
I had one of those.
My mate at the time had an Atari 512, was it? Or 520 or something. And
It was a 2600, I remember, but you could be right.
I got the 1080. I think it was 1080. I got the 1 meg anyway. It was just whatever it is, 1024 or whatever it is. Somebody will remember. And he was like, "Oh, you've beat me. You've got a big RAM and all." and I was putting on Windows on this thing with 30 or 50 bloody those I can't even remember what you called them, hard disks. The floppies. They were floppies.
Floppy disks.
That's right. They were
Floppy.
so-called floppies in this little plastic thing that made them actually not floppy at all, although inside it was floppy. You know what I mean? It sounded like an oxymoron. But yes, Atari 500 XL, says Nootka. They were in the days. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So.
Well, we cleared out the loft recently, and we found 250 floppy disks in the loft.
Oh wow! What can you
And
do?
My son who's 14, his teacher wants him to take him to school because they're going to repurpose them into various different crafty pieces, apparently.
Oh. When you started that sentence and said repurpose them, I thought, what data can you get on one of those? Probably couldn't even save an ordinary picture you'd take with your mobile phone these days on one of those.
Well, my daughter managed to find a floppy disk reader in the loft and started looking through it all.
Yeah.
She found my CV from 25 years ago.
Oh, blimey.
Oh, Dad, look at you.
Yeah.
Clever man. Oh dear, they were the days. Well, that's the Atari 65XE 1985, says Matt Dow, and it still works.
Wow.
And John Clark had a BBC B. So I do remember the BBC one. I think they had the cassette tapes, didn't they? They were the school things. The moon landing was done using less RAM than an Atari or something. I mean, I know they say that you could run the rockets and stuff on a mobile phone now because they're so powerful, especially compared to those days. But imagine if you could do that. Imagine the kids controlling rockets and satellites and actually.
Well, they could do it from their Xboxes now, couldn't they? Really?
Yeah, that's absolutely. Yeah, it wouldn't. You just hearing up.
Sorry, I know my son has got games where he can do that, not actual ones, but virtual ones. Kerbal Space Program. He loves that one as well, where he can build space rockets and all sorts of things.
It's Yeah,
quite interesting recently that we've been telling our kids for years and years and years not to have too much screen time, but now in lockdown we're encouraging them to be in front of their screens all the time.
well, what else? What else do you do with them? I mean, my kids are all grown up, but Billy had 3 weeks off work because he had his national holiday, and originally he was hoping that was when he was going to move, but because of lockdown, everything got a bit delayed, so he didn't move in those 3 weeks. So he managed to arrange to have his holiday, but of course it's lockdown. He could do nothing else, and he was in the room basically playing games. And I mean, what do you do with kids? You can get them out a little bit, and I don't know what's going to happen when they are due to go back to school, how they're going to cope.
Well, it's going to be phased, isn't it? I think they're going to have to break them in gently. I mean, in the real world, if you're off sick for a long period of time, you have a progressive return to work. You don't go straight back in, and I think the kids are going to have to do the same.
I feel sorry for the young ones, like Julia's son Joseph, who are used to seeing, apart from at home, all these people with no mouths or no noses, these strange appendages that they've had.
Don't mind that. He doesn't get to go and interact with other children his age,
Yeah.
It's coming up to that point where...
I mean, a year. Can you imagine a
What?
year without having nursery school or just other friends? And because those first 5 years of a child's life are so important, and especially for development in learning and sharing and giving and the sort of things that kids learn from each other. If they're not in a unit where perhaps they've got, kids almost the same age within whatever it would be, 18 months apart sort of thing, then they're not learning any of that. I just can't understand it. But you didn't ring up to talk about all of that, did you, Steve?
What I would say to you, Richard, is do you ever plan on coming back to Felpham again?
I'm trying to do my board. I mean, I haven't recently because since before. When was the last one I did? Christmas Day, I think. When I was in Bognor on Christmas Day, I think that was the last one. And then we went into lockdown, and then the weather just got cold and unpredictable. But I would like to come back because I know I missed things in Felpham, but it'd be lovely to, when the restrictions are gone, is to have somebody to take me round and show me those things.
Some quite interesting stuff. I'll give you an example. So in the village, there's a shop down the bottom end near Butlins called the Felpham Bazaar.
Oh, yeah.
Which I owned it for about 10 years. It's a convenience store.
Right.
And I was on duty in the shop one day, and this guy came in and he said, my dad used to own this shop. I went, oh, right. He said, yeah, he was the one that named it the Felpham Bazaar. I said, oh, right. So was it a convenience store? And he said, no, he used to sell canes for punishment.
Canes?
Canes. The guy's called Eric Huntingdon. If you look on Google, he used to produce canes for schools and for certain other people that obviously wanted to entertain themselves with punishment.
Eric Huntington, did you say?
Huntingdon.
Huntingdon.
It was called the Sussex Cane Company, if I remember rightly.
So why did he call it the bazaar then? I mean, other than it is a bit bizarre going into a shop to buy canes.
Yeah, I mean, except it's Bazaar, not Biz, but yeah.
Corporal Punish, Mr. Eric Huntingdon, vintage, best known for supplier of punishment canes to school.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Just going to say a quick good night to the Eastbourne couple as they're off to sleep as they've got to be up early for work.
Oh, good night. Yeah, well done. And work. Oh, sorry, wrong button. Here we go. I have found a picture of this gentleman, Mr. Eric Huntingdon. Looks like you can still buy stuff. Is this on eBay or somewhere? Vintage. Vintage photos. Here he is, with a cane that he's smashed in half. Best known supplier of manufacturing career by breaking 3 of his best hyperactive children's support. What? Oh, it's because I've got this funny thing in front of the... which I'm not quite sure how to get rid of. Best known supplying punishment canes to schools ending his 20-year career manufacturing by breaking 3 of his best sticks at his Bognor Regis factory. Instead, he is backing the Hyperactive Children's Support Group, which believes food additives can cause bad behaviour. Well, I would agree with that. I would imagine that they are. But there he is with his thick glasses on, smashing up his cane. And if you want a cane, I think it's the photo you can get for $19.90. And so the guy, you got the shop from prior...
No, that was even more stranger, because I bought the shop off of an Indian gentleman, and he bought it off Mr. Huntington.
Right. Oh, I see. So was it the Indian gentleman who named it the Bazaar?
No, Mr. Huntington.
Mr. Huntington. Yeah, that's what I thought you said. And it seems bizarre.
Yeah.
Well, it was bizarre. Yeah.
It was very bizarre.
Yeah, goodness. Yeah, extraordinary. Well, there you go. And was it a good business to run?
It was very hard going. 5:30 in the morning till 8 o'clock at night, 6 nights a week, and then all day on a Sunday.
Ah, no, not much social life then.
So when you say there's no money in art, there's no money in convenience stores anymore, unfortunately.
Unless you're Tesco's.
Unless you're Tesco's.
And did you find did you find competition from the larger, big supermarkets and things?
Yes, definitely. I mean, I was fortunate. I mean, Felpham is a village. The people are very community orientated. So I made a lot of friends through the shop.
Yes. Oh,
and they were very loyal to the shop, in a sense. And to be honest with you, most people, if you're going to go to the shop round the corner, you're not worried about the price of milk. You just want a pint of milk or 2 litres of milk.
Because you're not going in there to buy a week's stuff, are you? You're buying as you need it.
Yeah, unless you were slightly elderly, in which case we used to deliver to the elder community on a regular basis. I'm pleased to have got out of that, really.
Do you think now, in this current situation with the restrictions, that there's a lot of more of the elderly who would find places like your shop, convenience shops, an absolute must, the support, because they may not want to go into the supermarkets, not because they just don't want to mix.
Yeah, I think even before coronavirus, the local elderly community would have found the shop as being very much a crutch for them.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, when I reflect on my time in that shop, my prices weren't that much more expensive than the supermarkets anyway.
No. And I guess, as you say, it's a community. So you're caring about your customers because you do want them to come back. Mm-hmm. And you're probably going that extra mile for them just out of, in order to be a citizen of the village.
Yeah, but I think it goes beyond that, doesn't it? Because these people become your friends and you kind of look out for each other.
Yeah.
And you help them where you can.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I imagine there must be times, though, when they sort of take a few advantages. Oh, can I pay you on Friday? So I'm going to cash it.
I did have a guy come in one day and he said to me, Steve, he said, I'm a bit strapped. I haven't got any money. I need some essentials. Can I have some essentials, please, before Friday? I'll come pay you Friday. And he picks up 4 cans of Cellar and wanted a packet of 20 cigarettes.
Yeah, not your can of beans and a bag of potatoes.
No.
Oh dear, how funny that is. Yeah.
So I've sent you an invite, haven't I? So you're going to come to my sweet shop in Worthing, aren't you?
Oh yeah. Where is your sweet shop? Is it the one in Broadwater?
No. It's in Montague Street.
Oh, in Montague Street. Is that the vintage?
Mr. Sims.
Mr. Sims.
Yeah.
Oh well, I must come in. Are you open at the moment?
No. We're not classed as essential.
That's a shame.
Well, when you are, let us know.
Yeah, do let me know. Well, I suppose when everybody goes back. I mean, So how does that work? If you're if that's your business and you've just been told, sorry, you can't open. What? I mean, do you have any communication with anybody in government?
So I've been in touch. To put it in perspective, I work for Mr. Sims. and I look after 5 shops
Right.
for Mr. Sims. And I've been in conversation with all of the local authorities for those shops. And since we're closed, we are getting grants to help support us through it.
Right. So they're sort of sympathetic.
Well, they've been given money from the government to.
Oh, I see. So they're just
administrators.
They're just administrate. I mean, they're not sort of, I don't know, trying to be, they're trying to be nice and spin a positive yarn to say, oh yeah, no, but don't worry, we will be getting it as soon as we can get you open and get the business back in. Don't worry, we'll be there we're on your side, sort of thing. There's just more straight down the line. Well, we've got this money for you, and
Yeah, I went across to Worthing a couple of weeks ago to check on the shop, and to be honest with you, there was nothing open in the town centre at all.
Gosh, not even Marks and Sparks.
Well, I think a couple of the bigger stores, the usual things like Poundland, Marks and Spencer's, WH Smith's, because obviously it's essential that you need to get a pencil during lockdown.
Well, of course, yeah. Well, you can't do your homework. You can't do your homework without a pencil. But it's a shame.
It's pencils for homework anymore.
I said, yeah, well, exactly. It's all online, isn't it? So you don't need a pencil for that. You probably need ink for the printer. But what is a shame is the big corporations are the ones who are winning in lockdown, and the smaller guys like yourself and other people with shops and things are the ones who are going to go out of business far quicker because they're not getting enough support. Is that fair?
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think the problem that you've got is where we've been let down is the definition of what should and shouldn't open.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't understand why with a queuing system nobody wants to do it, but at least you could have 2 or 3 people in the shop at any one time, and we're all learning to live with all of that, and we were doing that before. Why you couldn't still at least trade? That's what
the difficulty comes is, as I said, when I went to Worthing 2 weeks ago, there weren't the people there to justify opening the shop.
But yes, I mean, if all the shops were able to open, and then you just managed how many people were in at any one time.
But then the conundrum is that they're saying that people should stay at home. So in order to get the people out into Worthing, you'd have to encourage people to come out on the streets.
That is true. Although I have been down to the, for my official walk, I go down to the prom, and you only have to have a day that's not a blizzard, and it is thriving with people. Because where else can you go? So they're all either in the parks, or they're on the prom, or they're running around the downs, but more likely they're down on the prom. And you walk and you're passing people within inches, not and on the beaches and on the landing grounds and all of that.
It's for that reason that I've been trying to get my kids out every day, because, especially if it's slightly overcast, because fewer people are out. Because where
do you take them? There's nowhere to go. At least if you had had more places to go, if you could go into town and have a cup of coffee outside, and just spread the people out a bit. I wish
the soft play areas would open, and just, have, 5 people in every half hour or something. I don't know. No, it's probably not doable, but
it's just from a financial point of view that makes it very difficult, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bit like the shop in Worthing. I had a conversation with a local council because I've had to have 2 people on duty in that shop every day. One person serving the customers, and one person monitoring how many people are coming in.
Yes.
And their view was, I shouldn't take that away, because how could I control it if I only had one person on duty?
Yeah, and you don't want to just put a table at the door.
No.
Prevent, because then people, they're not going to come at all, are they? Because they'll all be standing out in the... And this is the thing, it's cold. So people don't want to come out when it's cold and not be able to go in, at least to go and... I'll just have a look at some of those lovely sweets. I'll just buy a pound of bonbons, but at least I'll warm up for an hour whilst I'm having a nose about. Oh,
and it's a theatre and experience of being in that shop as well.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. I mean, that, we're killing a whole load of things, as well as turning everybody to buy everything online in the end, and not wanting to go out to get anything because we've just become so used to just tapping at the keypad.
Let's just hope that next week's announcement, whatever it might be, is going to give us a bit of a brighter outlook.
Well, I bloody hope so. It didn't seem at all when I watched, and as I said at the beginning of the show, I haven't watched the news for so long, and when I saw Boris was on this, I thought I'll have a quick look, then catch up with whatever, and he looked even more pessimistic, and I thought, come on, give us some hope. But anyway... Listen, Steve, better move on. But thank you so much for your call. It's lovely to talk to you. And yes, definitely. Once if Mr. Sims is still going, I want to.
It will be. Don't worry. We will make sure it does.
Excellent. Well, come in and sample some of those wonderful confectionery from the old days.
Yeah,
that would be lovely. Take care. Thank you for the call.
Take care. Talk to you soon.
Yeah, talk to you soon. Thanks for ringing in.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
There we go. Steve from Felpham, or Felpham, as they call it locally. That was very nice. Nice to speak to you, Steve. Thanks for calling in. We better shift on, hadn't we? You tired?
No. Would you believe you ever said no?
I just looked up on the screen and there's Julie having a big yawn.
I'm really sorry. I'm trying really hard.
Oh, bless your little socks. Let's have a watch of a video and see how you wake up. Dear, oh dear, I don't know. Right, let's have a look. Let us go into a marsh. We'll go into a marsh with Wilf, I think, in across the pond. Where are you taking us today, Wilf?
Hello, everyone. I'm Wilf here. Just finished an afternoon walk in a local marsh near my house, and just wanted to share the video and some of the clips that I took, some pictures, and hope you enjoy it. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Wilf. That was really lovely. And what I like, I mean, I'm not a great fan of pine trees generally, but I think where you are there in British Columbia with the mountains, and that's where the pine trees, just, thousands of them, and in those wonderful shapes of the contours of the land, I think that's where they just look absolutely at home. Beautiful, and the swans on the lake and all of that. It looks so inviting, didn't you think, Julia?
I did indeed.
Yeah. Very, very nice. Thank you so much, Wilf. And what now, Julia, maybe you know this, presumably that was some form of eagle, was it? The bird up there, the bird of prey that we saw?
I couldn't identify it.
No, I would love to know what it was. It was just, sitting up there on the perch, ready to look for a vole or whatever thing.
Or something.
Or something, yeah.
Some unlucky little piece of little prey animal.
Yeah, a piece of food for his
Piece of,
dinner. So how interesting that is. I don't. Wilf is there. There we are. Where about? You probably said it at the beginning. I can't remember. I did see it was in British Columbia somewhere. It was, yes, it was an eagle. There we go. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Do send in some more because we see a lot of British stuff here, a lot of England. But it's lovely
It's nice to see elsewhere as well, isn't it?
it's nice to have that contrast. And those mountains, they just look so inviting. You think, just go and take myself. A bit cold, though, because they still had a bit of snow on the top. Probably that's the sort of country that Colonel Craig Ratty would be all right in.
Yeah, their hills are a little bit bigger than ours, aren't they?
They certainly are. Talking of Colonel Craig Ratty, he has been going into. I can't remember if he said he was in his loft looking at his old films, but he's dug out some old Super 8 films of his cars and some stock car racing. Ooh. And he projected them onto the screen on the wall and got his camera out and filmed them, and he shared a few of them with us. Shall we have a look?
Yes, please do.
He got his first, I think it's his first car, and actually he is in there with this Morris 8, if anybody knows what a Morris 8 is. It's, well, let's have a look. You can hear the projector in the back, and that apparently is him as a young fella, my lad, only last week. Imagine owning a car like that these days. It must be worth an absolute mint. And then we got some stock car footage that he's taken. I forget when was this originally? In the 60s sometime, was it? Or nice colour though, wasn't it? The romance of Super 8. The old splices going through every now and again. Look at that, there we are, little Mini.
Ooh, I love Mini.
You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off. And I love the fact that he's kept the soundtrack there with the projector going. It brings it all back. Look at that. Is that some sort of French vehicle? Like a Renault van or something? Or a Citroen. Or a Citroen. It looks like to me like a Citroen, I don't know. With a checkerboard motif on it.
David Bad says, was your Morris 8 called Alanis? Alanis Morris 8. But Tish. Look at the hats they're wearing. Fantastic.
Oh, it's so lovely to see old vintage footage, isn't it? And you see what people wore and how they did those old tannoy systems and everything. He's following the car pretty well on his Super 8 camera.
Fab.
They look like Elvis on the back of one of those cars. And finally, the third of this little trio, I think is a bit more of the stock car. But look at these cars. They just look at them. They don't make them like that anymore, do they?
They sure don't.
I haven't been stock car racing. Linda Kane says, I used to go stock car racing in the 60s at Arlington Speedway.
Oh.
And who's there? Oh, Audrey says, they were proper minis that we saw. Absolutely. Proper minis.
Not these BMW smalls.
No. Oh, yeah, there's the guy on the back who I thought was he's waving the flag to get them going. Oh, I see. That's what he's doing.
Car or something. Very fancy looking pacing car.
Yeah.
Fancy smancy.
There's a real timeless quality with the old Super 8.
Oh, dear.
Uh-oh. Yeah, that's kind of what happened to my Morris Traveller. I wasn't.
I didn't see crockpot flying out of that one, though.
No. Do you remember the Surrey Street Boys? I don't remember those. I'm just looking at all the buttercups on the grass in the middle there. Lots of yellow there. You know, the days when we had wild flowers everywhere.
Yeah, you're right. You don't get that good a coverage these days in most places. Oh, you see that?
Oh, no, oh gosh, something's flying
Trying to
around
take
in.
a flying lesson.
Ed Loud says, I can imagine the old-time voiceovers from the Pathé News. That's true. And there they are, boys. They're going in this wonderful little stock car racing. Oh, dear, he's pranged his car there. That's going to cost a fair fortune in the garage, in the garage. Brilliant. Thank you so much, Pete, for sharing that. How fun. You know, when you got up this morning, you didn't expect to see some vintage stock car racing from the old days. Mm. And we bring it to you live on this live, well, you know, pre-recorded and live and whatever, which is superb.
Live through the time machine here on the Vobie One Kenobi Showbie.
Absolutely, splooply. We're going to have a look at some figurines in the art department now, care of the lovely Lance, who I'm just looking here. Lance the Frog. He says, hope you're looking after yourself. I've spent some photographs. This week I've sent in some photographs of my horse figurines in my flat, seeing as Julia has a love of horses too. First, starting at the left to right, you have Desert Orchid, a paperweight, Shergar, two well-known horses there. The second is a large horse's head on my wall, okay. And then you'll have a photo of Julia, the duster, added for a bit of random humour. And finally, a figurine of one of the best horses in history by the name of Frankel. It raced in 2010 to 2012 and retired undefeated in 14 races. I certainly won't forget him. Plus 2 wind-up horses that my great niece loves to play with. So we will have a look at these as they come. So here we go. Here are the 2 figurines.
Oh, lovely.
One of which is, what did you say? Red, not
Desert
red.
Orchid on the left.
Oh,
and
Shergar.
oh, yes, Shergar.
Not Red Rum. That's the only one I ever remember is Red Rum. And here they come round the thing, and it's just Red Rum. Red Rum's coming up the stairs over the next furlong. There's Red Rum in the lead. Red Rum's going to make it any minute now. It's Red Rum and etc. How do we go around to the next one? Oh, this is the Julia Duster. Oh, look.
Oh, I wonder why.
Cheeky. That is very funny. Brilliant. I wonder where you get one of those. And this is the horse
wow, look at that.
on the wall. I bet you'd like one of those.
Yeah, love that. When you said a horse head on the wall, all I could think of was when I went on horse safari in South Africa. The lady who owned the ranch as such, she kept talking about how she was going to have her favourite horse's head stuffed and put on her wall.
Oh no!
I don't know. It just it seemed bad taste to me.
Yeah. Oh no, definitely.
Different cultures, I suppose.
Yeah, that's true. Gosh, no, this is
That was much nicer than that.
a nice bit of sculpture there. And finally, if we can get on there, I forget. This was Frankel, was it? And the 2 wind-up horses.
Never heard of Frankel actually, but that's a gorgeous sculpture, isn't it?
Wow.
Oh, little tiny wind-up horses. They're cute. Actually, for Jojo's first birthday, his grandma, his paternal grandmother, she bought him this little not wind up, but it's a little walking unicorn. It's quite funny. But that's been stepped on twice. Now it's got 2 broken legs.
Oh, not so hot then. Yes. Ah, brilliant. Well, thank you so much for that, Lance. We very much appreciate your contributions to everybody who sends stuff in. We've got some photos from Bernie yet to have a look at, and we've still got a couple more videos to run through. So I think we'll have another video if that's okay, and then we'll have a look at some comments. So let's go over to Norfolk, and Nikki, otherwise known as Nootka Seaglass, is out there doing. Is doing. I got told off for calling her Nuki. Is doing a little bit of cooking, but what is she cooking? Yeah, what is she cooking? Why have I not moved it over here? Hang on, there we are. What is she cooking today?
Hi everyone, today we're going to be making Norfolk honey and lemon cake, and we're lucky enough to live around lots of beekeepers here in Norfolk, and this is one of the local honeys which is from our village. So you'll need organic self-raising flour, a lemon, some lovely raw honey, 2 eggs, organic sugar, and we use goat's butter. So you want to first start by greasing a 7 to 8 inch round tin and then lining it with greaseproof paper. So now we're melting 170 grams of clear honey, 140 grams of butter and 85 grams of brown sugar. And this honey, we actually purchased it yesterday on a walk around our village, and we bought 3 jars, so it will last quite a while. And you need to add 1 tablespoon of distilled or filtered water, and measure out 200 grams of your self-raising flour, and this needs to be sifted. And the 2 eggs need to be beaten because you're going to add these with the flour, the sifted flour, into the mix of butter, honey and sugar. So the mixture, once melted, should look like this. So remove from the heat and add the sifted flour and then the eggs. And give it a good old mix. And this recipe is from a fellow Yorkshireman, James Martin. So it needs to be mixed till it's a smooth consistency like this and there's no flour lumps. And then you pour it into your cake. So it needs to go in the oven on gas mark or electric fan assisted as we've got, 170, 180 to 40 to 45 minutes. So this is the honey cake. So now we're going to make to make the sauce, you need 55 grams of icing sugar, a lemon which is grated, and also some honey and a little bit of water. And this is the grated rind of 1 lemon. Now it goes in with the icing sugar. And pop in 3 tablespoons of the honey. And with a tablespoonful of water, give it a good old mix. The sauce should be drizzled all over the cake. So it's not a traditional sponge, remember, so you don't need to add the mixture inside the cake by poking holes in it. It just goes round the edges and is left to set a little while. And as we say in Yorkshire, cup of strong tea, and that looks double rate.
Don't know about you, Julia, but we want to nip over there quick and get a nice piece of that cake. How
Certainly
lovely.
hungry for lemon cake, honey and lemon cake now.
That drizzle. Well done. Fantastic. Oh, blimey. I must try those sort of things. I mean, there's a lot of sugar, of course, and so you just have to eat a bit sparingly. But what a treat. What an absolute treat. I love it. Thank you very much, Nikki.
Nicholas Seaglass says, John, hubby does it all. She just stands there yakking.
Oh, does? Oh, right. Oh, okay. Oh, even better. It's even better. Get somebody else to do it. Lovely jubbly. It looks very
Always
nice.
tastes better that way.
Yeah, the only question I didn't, you gave us the gas mark and the electric mark, but you didn't tell me what the SE mark is for the oven. Everything has to go in hot, yes, or very hot, else nothing happens. Basically, on the old SE, you just kind of get used to whizzing it in and whizzing it out at the appropriate time. It's usually with me, it's couple more logs, maybe a 6-inch log. That will just do it for another 10 minutes. Yeah, there we go. How fantastic. Any comments that we should know about lovely Julia on the old thing?
Colonel Cragratty says, van in the stock car time trial was an ex-Post Office J-Series Morris van. We took it to Spain for a camping holiday with 6 of us from college. drove from Worthing to Barcelona. Took 2 days. Wow, what a road trip that must have been.
Is it raining?
Yes. Can you hear it?
I can, yeah, I can just hear it raining on your roof. I
Raining
thought,
on-
what's that?
raining
I
on
was
my
hearing it, thinking it was, beyond on the thing. So no doubt it's coming my way, or it's already here.
Yeah.
So that's all good. How are we
Say,
doing? Yeah,
We've
go.
got 146 viewers at the moment.
Oh wow, that's really
That's
nice. How
a
lovely.
record, isn't it?
If you
147, I lied.
If you are one of our new viewers, by the way, please give us a thumbs up if you're enjoying the show. Anybody can give us a thumbs up anytime. But thank you so much for coming. We do appreciate it. We do. Well, actually, Julia and I barely do anything these days. It's the contributors who do most of the work, isn't it true?
Yeah, lots of lovely people who send things in, like artwork and
Yeah,
videos.
and we just share. So if you've got something that you would like to send in, you want to make a little video walking in your local environment or making a cake or whatever it might be, you can see the sort of stuff. It's great just to share, and it gets us through these awful lockdown periods particularly, and there's a lovely community in the chat room. So if you're new to it all and you're tuning in, thank you so much. We're just here as a community service. So that's good. Right, we've got 3 more videos to crack on and a little bit more art. So we'll have another look at another piece of video. And we're going to go over to Phil Carter, who has a series of pictures, sort of art as well, really. A series of pictures. Oh, hang on. We've got a phone call. I lied.
We'll just take this phone call quickly.
Yeah, we'll take the phone call. Hello?
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 Is that Richard?
It is Richard. Can you just mute the YouTube video?
Yep.
Yeah, there we go. And then we can hear you, actually. We'll just take... Oh, not that one. That one. There we go. Who's that?
It's Colonel Craig Ratty.
Oh, hello, Colonel Craig Ratty. How the devil are you?
Hey,
Absolutely fine. Yeah, those videos, sorry about the quality.
No,
I mean,
that added to it. That really added to it.
The original Super 8 film was obviously 1965, so the film was very old.
Yeah.
And then I, as you say, I copied it onto my phone. So, yeah, the stock car racing was at Arlington near Eastbourne.
Oh, right. Isn't that where Linda Kane said that she went?
Yes, I think she did. Yes.
She said that's where she
And,
went. Oh, right.
We used to go every fortnight and watch it. You know, as you say, you stood right next to the track, all those cars flying about. It's probably quite dangerous.
Yeah. Probably wouldn't let you do that.
Yeah, the black and yellow van, it was my friend's van that he bought, and he painted it in these ridiculous colours. And we used to drive around Worthing and area pub crawling and stuff. We took it down to Spain. To Spain. It's Morris, old J Series Morris. The post
okay.
office.
I mean, I suppose it was the what do you call it? The grill at the front that made me think of a Citroen, I suppose.
Oh yeah, similar to the Citroen one. Yeah, it was about a 1955 model or something.
Yeah, but it's nice to see an old Morris.
In those days, when you went to the Arlington stock car racing, during this halfway round, they used to let the members of the public drive their cars around on a sort of time trial.
Oh, really?
And the minute you saw poor bloke, he'd driven his car there. He took it out on the track, and it started raining, so the track was really slippery, and he went flying around and straight into the Armco and smashed all his car up.
Oh,
so
no.
How he got it home. And so my mate Jeff, he put his van in, and he had me and another guy and one of my other friends in the back. And we were sort of flying around in the back, acting as ballast for going around the corners to stop it tipping over.
Oh, my God.
And he ended up being the fastest car out of about 3, and he got a prize for it.
Good gracious.
So, yeah.
That is incredible. And you're being thrown around. And how old were you then?
Oh, about 18 or 19.
So no fear at all?
No fear. The little short video of the Morris 8, that was my first car. I just passed my test, so I was only 17. And one of the guys at college had this car, and I bought it for 25 quid.
Wow.
It's probably. If it's still around, it's probably worth about $5,000 now.
Yeah, I was going to say, I bet it's worth something.
But I only had it for 6 months, and it was just a fun car to drive. It was the predecessor of the Morris Minor, really. But it was a 1939 Morris 8.
Lovely.
Yes.
Yeah, and
so
so much character, though.
Sorry?
So much character.
Oh yeah, and it was being soft top as well. It was really nice.
Yeah, in the summer.
Yeah, so I bought it for £25, and about 9 months later, I sold it for £35 to somebody and bought a Mini. So I went from that to a Mini,
Gosh.
which is really weird.
Yeah, but a proper Mini
Yeah, a proper Mini.
with a gear stick on a long pole.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
It was a mini van, and it was an
right.
ex-company van,
Oh, lovely.
and it had no synchromesh on the first 2 gears. It was all worn out, so you had to double declutch all the time.
Oh God, blimey!
Yeah, I had that for about 5 years. Yeah.
I bought
So, yeah. Oh.
I bought a mini moke from a car dump.
Oh yeah.
Once turned it into when I was doing the children's TV Snug and Cozy thing, and we in our 3rd series I'd built this rocket car, and we wanted to build this rocket car, and then there was no money in television. I would tell this story in a video properly, but we got this thing and we welded this thing. I'd never done any welding or anything like that in my life, and we welded this rocket car out of a mini moke that barely went because we got it from a dump, but it actually drove. And of course, we didn't have it. It wasn't licensed to go on the road, so it had to go on a trailer to where we went. And it was a hoot. I mean, it was lovely thing.
Oh, great cars, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean that Morris van, that black and yellow van. When we drove it down, my mate and I drove it down to over Dover and all the way through France and all the way through Spain. It took us 2 days to get down there.
Wow.
It was so slow and camped on the way.
Yeah.
And on the way down, we got the ignition timing wrong, and we blew the exhaust box completely off. And we sort of strapped it up with bits of wire and silencer bandage. And then when we got down to Spain, we had to go to a scrapyard, and we found an old Morris car upside down with a brand new exhaust system on it.
Good God.
And we bought this silencer for about 20 pence and stuck it on the car. And of course, there you go.
Oh,
crazy thing. Crazy days.
Back in the day when you could do all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Well, we had loads of tools and spares and stuff with us.
Yeah.
Great
Brilliant.
fun.
Oh, fantastic. Colonel Craig Ratty, always a joy to talk to you. We're running out of time, so we're going to try and crack on with some videos.
Thanks for showing them.
Yeah, no, it was great. And I'm sure people really enjoyed it. And thanks for telling us about it. How wonderful.
Okay, cheers.
Yeah, take care, Pete. All the best.
Bye for now. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, how about that? That's lovely. It's lovely to get the story behind some of those images, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
I'm being asked if I'm drinking wine.
Why is that?
Red wine, and I think Jackie Lowe's also asking, is it Bacardi and Coke? It is, minus the Bacardi.
Yeah.
I needed a little bit of sugar. I've been so good. We've had these 2, 1.5 litres bottles of Coca-Cola in the cupboard, and I've not touched it. We've had them for about 2 days, and I've not touched it. This is the first one I've had, and it's only because I was just getting so weary. I was like, no, I need a sugar rush.
Well done you. Well done you. I hate
Not
to be the
touching
one
it
that
on it.
nags you about sugars and stuff, but
Yeah. If anyone didn't know, I am a Coca-Cola addict.
yeah, so she's done well. 2 days without it is pretty good. Right, over into the video box, and what we're going to do is have a look at, I did look at it just now. Phil Carter. Hang on a minute. So let me see if I can find where I've hidden you. Here we go. So these are a series of stills, I think, if I remember rightly. Thank you, Phil. How about that? I should have said this was the 6 weeks of 2021. So these are incredibly recent pictures. Just absolutely stunning. So somebody said you need a lot of patience, or you've got a lot of patience there, Phil. I would also say you must be pretty invisible because those animals didn't see you at all.
That was wonderful, wasn't it? I tell you what, that's the way to shoot wildlife.
Yeah, definitely. How wonderful and how lucky. And that's all round Rudgwick, I think, where Phil lives. Thank you so much for sending that in. And yeah, if you've got pictures and you want to just put them together with a little video, and I love the audio as well, listening to the tweeting birds and the countryside sounds was really, really cool. Very much. And every nice.
I didn't get any sound on mine. Maybe I forgot to unmute it. Oh well.
Ah, yeah. No, there was this wonderful sort of country atmosphere that was put up. It was really cool.
Well, visually, it was wonderful. So that I can account for.
Jeff says we have to meet up to give you these wires and the Sydney 8 projector, Cine 8 projector, presumably Super 8 projector. After I finished drinking the 600 pints of milk that Alexa bought. Yes.
Alexa, play War of the Worlds.
Bom, bom, bom. Dum-ba-dum, dum-ba-dum, bom, bom, bom. Right, we had some pictures there. I'm just going to quickly...
I wasn't the only one who had no audio on that video.
Oh, nobody... What? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Should have had audio. Maybe it was just me.
Weird. Very strange.
I had no sound too. I didn't hear any sound either, says Audrey. There is no reason. There's no reason why anybody else shouldn't have had sound. Phil, if you didn't get the sound, I've worked on a farm for 45 years, said Phil. So, so the animals know you, and you know how to be. Oh, no sound here. Oh, I'm probably because you had headphones on, Richard, says Station Master. Well, I'm only monitoring what's going out.
Strange. Rasputin of Artington says, "You've just set my Alexa off, Julia."
You can hear, presumably you can hear me. They must be able to hear me, yes. No audio, no sound, me neither. Oh, right, okay.
Oh, well.
The next thing doesn't need any sound, fortunately, because we're going to have a look at some photographs from... Oh, wait a minute, I've opened the wrong file here. Bernie, Station Master's Choice, has sent in some pictures. Hang on a minute, I'm going to burp quietly off camera. I had the choice of doing either a quiet burp or a very loud one with reverb.
Nice.
Yeah,
that was rubbish. That was only about 4 out of 10. Try harder next time.
How about that? No.
4.5.
All right, let's not get into a burping thing. Good morning, Richard. He says, hope your boots are staying comfy. Hard to find good quality that is comfy. 4 photos for you here for the show. First one, breakfast time, early morning close-up of a garden spider about to feast on its prey, followed by Ari the night diner. Ari, without the H, this lovely creature came to us every evening for the 2 summers, getting quite tame, then he never came back, perhaps a road victim. That's number 3. Sparrowhawk, I'm sure this is a sparrowhawk, is picture number 3 that we will see. Anyway, there was one this morning sitting on the back fences. It was happy to pose for the photo, which seems a bit sadly out of focus. And 4, can do that too. A fly past my house on a Douglas Dakota, but when I came to look at the photo, there was an added extra. A bird had joined the formation. You can just...
bombed by a bird.
Yes, you can't write the script for these things. So let's go and have a look at them. So the first one is the hungry creature, and here he is. Ooh, on the spider as well. Spider. Oh yes, and there's a little something that's been caught in the night. Moving on to here's Ari, and he never came back. Oh, what a shame. Oh, that is very sad. And there's the what bird? Sparrowhawk.
Oh wow, yes. Beautiful.
Because we know what a nuthatch looks
You're
like.
a privet hedge.
Yeah. And finally, there we are, the Dakotas flying over and the bird getting in on the act.
That is amazing. You couldn't plan that. That's
No,
wonderful.
how about that? And
I
the
love it.
one on the far right-hand side, that is actually the bird there. That's just a Dakota with special disguise. Brilliant stuff. Well done. Love it. Fantastic. Right, how are we doing? We are on the hour. We've got 2 videos to go, and then we're done. So shall we go for it?
Yes.
Fantastic. Okay, so in the video box, we've got Connor's Dark Corner has sent in a video which links very nicely. You see how this program dovetails itself together, dovetail being a bird, and I think Connor.
I thought it was a wing and a prayer.
Well, yeah, that's okay, because that's a bird as well, wing and a prayer, because we've got some wings in this one. Take it away, Connor.
There is something in the nest sort of centre of the screen. You got a few of those flying around. There's about 3 in screen. One sort of dead centre of the screen. 2 flying by. One underneath that one. There's quite a few of them.
That was amazing. As soon as I saw it, I thought they look like herons, and then someone confirmed that in the thing. But I've never seen more than one heron in any one place. You know, normally sort of sitting there, like that one in the middle in profile, but sort of waiting for something. That was incredible. Well captured, Connor.
That was a very, very nice visual of those herons, wasn't it? I tried counting them, but no, I'm too tired to count them.
Too tired.
Having too much maths homework.
Oh yes, the old maths homework.
Maths is not my forte. I can do it, but
yeah, no, I. Oh, you're down there. I struggle with it myself.
wait, hang on. Pick your nose.
No, don't pick my nose. I've already chosen it. So finally, our last video of the evening is from Sean. Sorry to put you at the end, Sean. There's just the way it happened to come out.
The way the cookie crumbles.
The way the cookie crumbles. Let me find where I've put you up here. And this is another discovery walk from Sean. Quick trip to the beach I've got here. Let's have a quick trip down to the beach with Sean.
last bit of snow. It's very cold and very windy, so apologies for the shaky camera. And over the cliff top here, you can now look across Bexhill Beach. The sun's risen, the tide's coming in because the moon's risen as well. Very wobbly, very windy, very cold. It's minus something or other. Look a bit further. It's not too far down. My companion crow for a morning flight. Freshen the feathers. Fantastic. Well, it's my trip to the seaside today. It's very, very windy, so I couldn't talk to you when I'm by the sea or up on the cliffs, but I shall go and choose a stone and head. It's alright. And here's a quick quiz. Can you guess which stone I took home with me? Just press the stone on your screen to see if you're right. It was a beautiful stone with a hole in it. Well done if you pressed the correct one.
Did you get the right stone, Julia?
Funny enough, yeah. Because it's exactly the same one I'd have picked up.
Yeah, there you go. Fantastic stuff. Thank you so much, Sean. Lovely to see that. And I thought you were very close to the edge. It's like any minute now it's going to go boo! All the way down. Oh, there we are. Look at the lovely Julia stone there.
I've got a couple of hagstones here myself. There's one.
Oh, yeah, there we are. Look at that. I can see your eyeball.
And there's this Diddy one, which I've painted up with acrylic pen paint to try and imitate a semi-precious turquoise or something.
Ah.
Not very good. I'll make something out of it at some point.
That's it. Well, that's been fantastic. Now, we mustn't forget that it's Kerry's birthday on Wednesday. I've got it on a piece of paper right in front of me. I've been seeing it all day. So I'll probably forget on Wednesday. And thank you so much for everybody for joining us today. But we have run out of time. It's been superb. Thank you for the thumbs up, by the way. Thank you for all the big views. I think that's one of our largest audiences, which has been lovely.
Yeah. We hit 150 a couple of times throughout that show, actually.
Oh, right. Oh, well, there we are. And thanks for the phone calls. Thanks to Judith out there doing her work, a hagstone, she says. And to all the contributors, even, if one can get the words out.
Trying to just stumble the words out of the mouth. Fix teeth in love.
Exactly. And all the lovely conversations that's been going on. Sorry, we can't read out all the, as you can imagine, there's lots and lots of stuff. But thank you so much for all of that. And thank you for coming each time. I'll be back on Wednesday. Julia obviously has got a very busy schedule now of being at home.
I may or may not be on the Friday show.
So, that would be nice.
Hubby will be at work that day, so it depends on time he gets home and whether I'm struggling with kids, etc.
Yeah, poor you. I do. I do feel how lucky I am that I only have to look after one big kid, and that's me. So there you go. Anyway, thank you so much, everyone, for coming in. Thank you, Julia, for being a star on the show. And
sitting here, trying not to.
There we go.
Trying to be animated.
Fantastic. 78 thumbs up. Is that a record? I don't know, actually. I don't. 81 now. There you are.
No, we've had more thumbs up than that, but keep them coming.
Keep them coming. We love it. We love it. It's all good stuff. And if you want to send us some stuff for the Wednesday show or the Friday show, information on how to send your videos in is in the description. Just send it to richard@vobes.com via WeTransfer. And if you can make them in 720p, if you know what that is, rather than 1080, then it's helped me out. I do get some in 1080, but if you can send it in 720p would be perfect. But if not, then don't panic. And ding, that's my phone making funny noises.
One more happy birthday to Rasputin of Artington.
Yes, happy birthday to you. I hope you've had a good one, and thank you for entering our world on your day. Yes. And so that's it. That's it from us. Take care, everybody. Look after yourselves. And we'll be back very soon. Till that time, all the best and Goodbye.